Um, so you guys have all done this before, at least once. It may have been a while, but so let's roll our ankles first. Let's stretch out one ankle at a time, make a circle, nice and to the full extent that you can, make a circle, and then other way, change directions. Good, and change sides, roll one leg. And roll the other way. And I'll meet you guys in between, but if you, hopefully you guys have kind of figured out the situation with Zoom, but if you pin my video, it'll prevent other people from, like whenever they make a sound in between, from popping forward to like the main video. So fool around with that if you want. Let's shake one whole leg all the way from the hip down, get it nice and loose. And then isolate the lower leg and just let that foot and ankle flop around, get it nice and loose. Practice relaxing your ankle and not controlling it at all. And then switch to the other side, shake out the whole leg. And then isolate the ankle and the foot and just let it flop around. Shake it out, nice and loose. Good. Take everything out, and let's get started. We will start with nerves like we usually do. And nerves are where we forget what we just did. We control our feet and our ankles, and we just tap with the front of our foot, just like this. We're not using our whole leg, we're just using our ankle to tap on the floor. And we'll do front, side, and back side. Front, side, back, side. Remember, anytime we do anything to the back, we're going to bend our legs so that we can reach the floor. And it doesn't have to be all the way to the back. It can be a little bit to the side to make it a little bit more comfortable. So we'll do 8 in each spot. We'll get started. French gram sauce.
I don't want French fried potatoes, red fried potatoes. I'm never satisfied. I want the flame red sauce with the awesome fat, with chip on fire on the side. I don't want pork chops and bacon. That won't awaken my appetite inside. I want the flame red sauce with the awesome fat, with chip on fire on the side. Now fellas really got to eat, and the fellas should eat right. I will get you 10. I'm gonna feed myself right tonight. I don't want fish tasting right, baby. You heard what I said. Well, please serve mine fine. I want the flame red sauce with the awesome flavor, with you fire on the side. I don't want French fried potatoes, red fried tomatoes. Believe me, I'm never satisfied. I want the flame red sauce with the awesome flavor, with your fire on the side. I don't want pork chops and bacon. That won't awaken my appetite inside. I want the flame sauce with the awesome flavor, with your fire on the side. Now the fellas really got to eat, and the fellas should eat right. I will get you 10. I'm gonna feed myself right tonight. I don't want fish cakes right away. You heard what I said. Well, wait a minute,
I see a couple more people have joined us. Welcome. Okay, so let's see. We're going to get started then with, we're going to go through some of our regular exercises. I'll probably go a little bit faster because I know most of you have been with us for a few weeks now, or have been with us in the past before. So we'll start with some steps, some stamps, some stomps, and just remind you, steps right underneath us, changing weight on the ball of the foot. Stamps, same thing, changing weight every time, but using the whole foot. So you're making a connection with the toe tap and the heel tap at the same time. Stamp. Stomps are going to be whole foot, not changing weight. You're going to pick it right back up. Stomp, 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 stomp. Then we talked about hops and leaps. I'm going to teach y'all for a second. Okay, hops and leaps. Hops, you're leaving the ground, coming back on the same leg. Leaps, you're leaving the ground, changing to the other leg. So you can always modify if you want to not hop in the air by just doing a heel for the hop or a step for the leap. It works out the same time-wise. It just kind of saves you some joints. If you are having trouble, jumping or whatever because of knees or hips or ankles or whatever, just modify to a heel or a step. And the other thing I'll say about balance, if you're having trouble with balance, which is very common when you first start doing tap, remember to use your core for balance. And remember to keep your weight forward all the time. So if we're doing something on one leg for a long time, like nerves or shuffles, think about keeping your weight forward a little bit. It's going to help you from losing your balance while you're doing something like that. So let's just go through some stuff, a little monkey see, monkey do style. Any questions before we start? All right, let's do it. All right, let's start with steps. Question so far? All right, let's move on then. Let's move on to, let's do heel stabs and toe digs. So heel stabs, or sorry, I said that backwards. Heel dig and toe stab. Heel dig, we're putting the corner of our heel down into the floor. Same thing on the other side. We'll do this as a heel step, heel step, heel step. Toe dig, toe stab. I'm doing this backwards today. We're going to take the tip of our toe, point it straight down into the floor, stab the floor. Only if you have something safe to stab. No unnecessary stabbing. And then step, stab, step, stab, step. Good. So we'll do those as singles, and then we'll do, we'll change sides a couple times. What else can we do with that? We can do some hops in there. We can do stab, hop, step. Stab, hop, step. We can do the same thing with a heel. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. So let's add a couple of those variations in this time with our heels and toes. I'm going to mute you. All right. Switch gears to brushes. We've done some brush steps and we changed that into a flap. So we'll practice that a bit. This is something that we're going to do stationary, even though in the before times we normally practice this in a traveling way where we brush, step, brush, step. We're going to keep everything right underneath ourselves though. So we're going to take our right leg. We're going to practice brushing first. Just swing the leg forward. On the way forward, you make one sound with your toe tap. Nice and sharp, nice and clear. So let's practice that. We're going to change weight. We'll go brush, step, brush, step, brush, step, brush, step. We'll do that forward. We'll practice the same thing going back. So to go back, you have to prepare to the front. You bring your foot forward. On the way back, one sound. One, one, one. So we'll practice that traveling backwards where we're brushing, stepping right underneath ourselves. Brush, step, brush, step, brush, step. We'll practice that both directions, and then we'll change it into a flap. pushing those two parts together, nice and compact, all the energy is going down into the floor. So make sure that when you do the flap, when you change that to that flap, that you don't bring it up still too much. Instead, you go right down into the ground. So I'm using my ankle a little bit to do that motion, but I want to make sure that it doesn't come out too far and then have to go back down, because that's going to take up time, and we want to be efficient in this movement. So when you change it into a flap, 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 flap. So you see how everything's nice and compact. Nothing is going up and then down. It's going right into the ground. So we'll do that forward. We'll do it to the back as well. But same thing. You want to come, you prepare, then bring it right down to the ground. Right down to the ground. So there's no up and down after it changes to the flap. It's just straight down. So we'll do that forward. We'll do it back. Then we'll add the heels that we added on last week. So we'll add on single heel. Then we added a second heel. So the second heel, left, right. When you start to flap on the right, it's going to go right, left, right. Then left, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left. So it's always the foot that you did not flap on that heels first. So if you were traveling, it would be the back foot. Back, front. Back, front. Back, front. Back, front. Since we're staying in place, that doesn't make as much sense. So it's just right, left, right, left, right, left. To the back, same idea. You're going to bring the foot to the front to prepare. Flap, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. I do tend to kind of slide my foot when I'm doing this, when I have to stay in place, so that I can keep from moving back. Maybe that's cheating. I don't know. Let's try it. Starting with those nice slow brushes, we'll transition into the flaps and add the heels. So nice and slow. Starting with the brushes. Here we go. We'll wait for the phrase. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You had anybody 1922. You let all the women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men do?
Forward.
Get out of here, get me some money too.
Backward.
You're sitting down wondering what it's all about.
job, you guys. Any questions about those things? No. Okay.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it going to be possible for us to go into archives so we can review the past material?
Yes. So I've been uploading the classes to the YouTube page that I have under Lindy Maine. And there's a playlist with online classes. And anything I have that's either an entire class or the recap of the routine that we did in that class, I put it in that folder. So what I have up there now is, I think, 1.5 full classes of tap. But this one will be there too, because I believe I did the recording correctly today.
Great.
It takes about 9 times for me to get things right, but that's okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so let's move on to shuffles, which is just a brush forward and a brush back put together. So let's practice that first slowly. So we're going to take our right leg. We're going to swing forward with one brush. We're going to swing back with one brush. We're going to put them together. So brush forward, brush back, forward, back, forward, back. That's a shuffle. We're going to take it on the other side, forward and back. So we're going to practice these front, side, back, side. And then we're going to do them a little bit faster. When you speed it up, it's going to be less swingy and more up and down. So it's going to be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you're going to use your ankle and your foot a little bit more. Once you start going really fast, you can use the looseness of your ankle to kind of do the work for you. And let the down and up of your leg to make that acceleration happen, the momentum that allows your foot to kind of do that on its own just by being relaxed. So let's practice that. Let's see. Nice and slow first. Starting with the right leg. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just like a rainbow, I had faded away. My daddy made me know, stay days, but it don't mean feel good. Why? Because I only wish he would.
All right, good job, you guys. Good job following along. So that last thing we did was a shuffle hop step, which we had done previously, and we changed it into an Irish by crossing over in the real world. But since we have nowhere to travel, we're not going to travel it that way. So we're going to do one more pattern with a shuffle and a hop and a step, but it's going to be a little bit different from that one because we're going to, I'm sorry, it's not a hop, it's a leap. So we're going to start on our left foot, and we are going to leap to the other side, shuffle, and then ball change, which is 2 steps. Step, step. I'm gonna mute you. Mute your tapping sounds, you tapping fools. All right. So once again, we're starting on the left side, leaping, shuffle, step, step, which is a ball change. 2 steps in a row is just a ball change. A little bit back and forward, back, front. Let's try that one more time. Our weight's on our left, leap, shuffle, step, step. Then we're going to try it to the other side. Leap, shuffle right, step, step. If you're losing your balance when we do it this slow, remember, stay forward. So start one more time. Let's try the second side, which we're standing on our right. We're going to leap to our left. So we leap left, shuffle, step, step. Let's put them both together really slow. So we're going to leap to the right, right, shuffle, step, step. Other side. Leap, shuffle, step, step. Leap, shuffle, step, step. Leap, shuffle, ball change. This all together is called a waltz clog time step. Time step is any combination of a little step that gets repeated. And there are some classic ones like this one that all tap dancers know. And then you can make up your own too and call it a time step. It's just a little sequence. So this is for dancing for 3/4 time, like a waltz. 1, 2, 3. So this goes 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's try that nice and slow all together. I'll count to 3 and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Leap, shuffle, ball change. Leap, shuffle, ball change. Good. Let's try that again, and this time we're going to stop after the first 3 counts. So leave space for a 4th beat. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, nothing. 1, 2, 3, nothing. Okay, let's try it. Starting our weights on our left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3. 1, shuffle, ball change, hold. Shuffle, ball change, hold. Shuffle, ball change, hold. Shuffle, ball change, hold. Good, let's try that with music. Oh, that's too slow. All right, let's start to this tempo. Starting with our weight on the left, and we'll keep that holding. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. let's see if you guys have any questions. All right. So
The only question I have
Yeah.
is what you call that, a time?
waltz. Okay, that one was okay. So a time step, Time step, and a waltz clog, like as in clogging, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What other questions do you guys have about that? Of course, you know that since I did it for that long, it means that it's in your little sequence. So it's going to come back to haunt you. So ask now or forever hold your peace.
You stay on the balls of your toes the whole time. There's no heels that come down, right?
I do stay on the balls of my feet in theory. I would say that my heels do come down occasionally, but I'm not making any sounds with them. So if you're gonna put your heels down for balance, make it stealthy. So let me show you what I mean. Like, you could be super noisy about it, like that, or messy, like that, but you wanna be kind of stealthy. So if you go and you be quiet about it, then no one will notice. But the idea in theory in this style of tap, which is like Broadway tap, you want to keep your heels off the ground to avoid any unnecessary sounds that don't belong there. So when I'm really thinking about it and I'm concentrating and I'm trying, I leave my heels off the ground, but sometimes I get lazy, you know how it is. What else? Any other questions? Those are good ones. Okay, so let's up the speed just a hair and try that again to a little bit faster tempo. Keeping that hold in there for now. We'll go back and I'll, if I can remember the song. All right, let's try it. Here we go. 5, I think we're going to move on to our sequence. So if anybody needs a sip of water, like I do, go ahead and get a sip of water. And we'll do a little routine that has that in it. It's the first thing. And okay, so I'm going to unmute you for a second. Anybody have any questions before we start? Is everyone overwhelmed and crying in their homes?
No.
Do we want to? Do we need a group therapy? Not yet.
This is working better than it was 10 weeks ago.
Oh, there you go. Good. 10 weeks. Has it been that long? 10 weeks? Who was that?
I was guessing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Feels like it.
Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is that little sequence, but instead of a hold, we're going to do something in the hold. So we're going to do deep shuffle, ball change, and instead of doing nothing, we're going to do something called a chug. So a chug is anytime that you slide forward, you're not coming off the ground, but you're moving forward a little bit, and you're making a sound with your heel. Your toe stays on the ground at all times. So just try a couple. Try it on your right foot, and just kind of, it's like you're going to jump off the ground, but it's kind of like a lazy jump. And you don't make it, and you just hit your heel down instead. So if you're sticky on the floor, this is not going to work, so just do a heel if you're sticking on the floor. Try it on the other side. It's very low, like don't put too much energy into it. Like you don't want to go up. It's more like you're doing forward or even down into the ground with your energy. So it's not really like this, it's like that. So try that a couple times on each side. Good, okay. So that's what we're gonna do for that one count at the end of that waltz pause time step. So we're gonna go lead, shuffle, ball change, up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, watch it one more time.
Okay.
Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. So
So,
when we were talking about do I keep my heels off the floor before, I land on my toe and then I slide and put my heel down on this one. So starting on the toe, chug with my heel down. So let's try it. I'm going to unmute you for taps. I'm sorry, I'm going to mute you for taps. And let's try it nice and slow on that first side, which our weight starting on our left, changing to our right. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. Good, let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. Let's try it on the other side. So now our weight is on our right. We're going to lead to our left side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. Try that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. All right. Let's try it on both sides. So we'll do one. We'll go immediately into the other side. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, other side. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. All right, that's not the routine. That's just for practicing right now. So don't get too excited and married to it. Let's try it one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead, shuffle, ball change, up. 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 All right, let's stop for questions real quick. Any questions about that with the chug on the end?
chug?
Chug? Anything?
Is that what it is? A chug?
Chug, C-H-U-G, is that Catherine?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that. It
Okay.
does. It's not a drinking game, so don't.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's put it into the actual context of what you're going to do here. So you're going to do that one time. You're going to go right, and after that, the second half, you're going to go step on the left. You're going to raise your right toe. You're going to do a little flat with a heel. So let's just practice the second half. You step on the left, step, brush, step, heel. Try that one more time. So we step left, brush right, step, heel. Try it again. Step, brush, step, heel. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, brush, step, heel. So after the chug, we chug, step, brush, step, heel. Let's add it to the chug. So we'll be on our right foot. We'll go chug, step, brush, step, heel. Let's try it. 5. Oh, let's see. This is going to happen on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's put it together now. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time, right. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Stop for questions real quick. I don't want to get too far. Any questions? I hear weeping.
Are you doing it at an angle so we can see you, or should we
Oh,
be to angle?
that's a good question. Yeah, I'm doing the chug on an angle. So that's not just for show, but I am doing this part to the front. I chug. So my chug kind of goes on the diagonal, and then in order to get back to where I started, I'm stepping back on that same angle. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else before we try it on the other side? Okay. So let's try it on the other side. Let's start by stepping on the right. So just practicing those last 4 counts. So our weight is on our left. We step right, brush left, step heel. Try that again. Step right, brush, step, heel. One more time. Weight's on our right. Step, brush, step, heel. So if we add this onto the chug, step, brush, step, heel. So let's start from the chug. I'll count to 3. The chug is on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's put this together with the left side waltz clog. All right, let's try it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Jump, roll, ball change, chug. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Okay. Questions before we try putting this together? I know my left side is a little bit wonky today. Anything? No. All right, let's put it together then. So we're going to do this 3 times. Starting on the right, we're going to go right, left, right. So let's try that. Starting with the weight on the left. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Sweep, shuffle, ball change. Now left. Now right. Nice. Okay, let's try again. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now left. All right, I think that's actually faster than the song. So let's try it to the actual song so that I can stop speeding up on you all. Let's see. Maybe it was about the same. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. a shot. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm going to slow it down. All right, let's try it. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sweet pea, love me, come away, and I don't know no reason to keep on coming home.
One more time. 5, 6, here we go.
Sweet pea, what's all this about? Don't answer me, all you do is fuss and fight. You're the only reason to keep on coming home. I'm like the rock of the
All right, let's get some feedback, you guys. There's only one more little part to this, but I don't want you to feel lost before we move on. Anybody have anything to say or questions?
I'm pulling my hair out here, but that's okay.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's not-
Anyway. Anyway,
um,
I think it's mostly balance.
balance, yes. Okay. You know, I could give you the same speech again. I'm not going to. It's the same thing. You just have to practice bending your knees, keep your weight forward. Let's try it. Let's try it. You know what? I'm going to teach you the end part, and then we're going to practice to various speeds, because it's just a little bit left. So we ended on our right. Our left leg is free. We're going to do this. It's going to look like this. Step, shuffle, step, shuffle. So it's 3 shuffles. Watch one more time. Step, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, ball change, step, heel. I'm going to mute you for a second, and then we can all try it. So step, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, step, heel. Here we go. So we're starting with the left foot. Step, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, step, heel. Let's break it down. So let's just do step, shuffle first. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, shuffle. From here, ball change, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Do that again. Ball change, shuffle. And then step heel with your right. Step, heel. Let's do it whole thing through, nice and slow. Starting with the left foot. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Step, heel. Let's do it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, step, heel. You'll notice that when I'm doing this, once I step on my left foot, my weight basically stays there. I may temporarily do like a little ball change, putting that foot down, but my weight is mainly over my left leg. And that's where it switches to the right. So don't get too committed to that other step. Instead, you're going to stay over your left. So let's try this whole new part. Starting with our weight on the right, step, shuffle. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Step, heel. Try that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right. We're going to have to do it on the other side as well. Sorry to tell you. So we're going to practice starting with our weight on our left. So let's try that. Weights on the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Ball change, shuffle. Step, heel. Do that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's put this together into the pattern. So the pattern goes 3 times of the thing that you learned first, which was the waltz clog. After 3 times of that, you're going to do this new part 1 time. Then you start the whole thing again on the left side. So you do 3 of these. And after the 3rd time, easy peasy, you guys. You can do it. Let's do it the slow, let's do a slow version. And then we'll speed it up. This is going to be so slow. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Here we go.
When I was loving you, thought I would let that do. But when you break your heart and you got me. Ooh, break your heart. Lord, you got me. Almost a crazy. Forgive me the things told me in my life that I could have been happy. Yes, you're never right. Lord, you got me.
All right, unfortunate song choice because it was blues structure. Let's try this one. 5, 6. No! This song starts too fast. 5, 6, 7, 8. I lost track.
can tell my arms off. They hear you whisper, you can hurt me.
All right, you guys. We're going back to the first song. It's going to be a little bit faster. Let's give it a shot. I believe in you. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 2 minutes over. See if you guys have any questions.
I'm
Anything.
lost and I need a lot of practice. Yay. Otherwise, I will feel my age.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm glad I'm
Well,
doing it.
that's not the point of this. Once again, the video will be up there. Maybe this will give you a whole week's worth of activity to to practice. You know, my goal is to give you 7 days of content. Let's try it again. I would say the last couple times we do it, try to relax and try to not stress out about it too much. And just remember that this is just for fun. It's not to master it. It's not to become a professional tap dancer. I hope you're in the wrong place if that's what you're aiming for. But just try to have fun. If it means improv tap, then do that. Don't worry too much. Kristen gives a thumbs up. Yeah. So don't stress out about it. It's just for fun. It's not. We're not solving cancer here. All right. Let's try it. A couple more times. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Oh, one more time for me, okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm unmuting you. Thank you guys for coming.